Hey guys, it's John Boy. People have been saying I should make an MTT video. I didn't really want to sit here for 5 hours following MTT, so I've taken one where I finished um, somewhere around the top 30 or 40, and just gone through my hem. I'm going to run you through some hands, my thought process as I remember it. Trying not to remember the cards, but just seeing how I'll play it. It's all fairly early on, blinds, not that early on, but early enough. Blinds 300, 150, 225 ante. At this point we've been quite tight, we haven't really hit much. We're hoping to get a double up sometime soon because RM is around about 10. So we get pocket queens, fold around to our standard 3 times raise. As it goes later, I like to go for 2.5, but I'm happy with 3 times here. We get one caller in the small blind. Flop comes Jack high. It's a pretty dry flop. He checks. We bet a little over half the pot. Hoping he's got a jack. If he's got maybe, I don't know, there's not a whole load of hands that he can have there that he's hit his range. And obviously you can see from his stats he's not particularly loose or particularly tight. But he shoves. And as you've probably already seen, he does have King Jack when we hold up. We take down a 10k pot and get a knockout. Which was a good start. Stop showing known cards. Here we got queens and big blind. The next blind level, we've lost a little bit, probably through not playing too many hands. Guy here raises. He's got a very big stack. He is quite loose and his still percentage is 60%. We haven't seen anything fold to a retail yet. You could just ship here. My thinking was that if we re-raise, it looks like we think he's raising from the button fairly light, and we've given ourselves, I mean, if we did sort of 3-bet him light to defend the blinds, it looks like we've got enough left to fold if he shoves. Obviously we're not going to, we'd love him to shove. He does put us all in, and he has 5s. So that's a nice double up, and we take down a 17k pot, which is very nice. Next turn, ace queen, early in position. We're raising 2.5. Our stack's quite healthy now. We've got, let's see, before the hand started 18,000, so 6,000, 10, 30 big blinds. I don't like to think of it in big blinds, but it's pretty early in the morning and my maths isn't looking very good, but I don't even want to think about it. So we raise ace queen, get one caller. Jack 6-5, pretty dry board. He checks, we put out a c-bet, he calls. At this point I'm thinking he could have flopped a set and he's playing it pretty slowly. He checks to us again. We've got a strong hand, but for the purposes of pot control, this is close to the bubble as well. This guy's got a big stack, he can apply pressure. I don't want to bet, and he shoves. So we check behind. River brings a queen, and he overbets the pot to put us all in. It's a pretty suspect bet, because he's overbetting. If he did have a boat, we haven't really shown much strength with c-bet. We've checked back the turn. If he had a strong hand, I don't see why he would do that. Obviously he knows it's close to the bubble, he knows he's got a big stack. and he probably doesn't figure us for the queen. But I made the call, and he had complete. I mean, he got the gut shot. Turned double-ended, but it didn't come from him, and he just tried to push us off with complete air. It was a good bet on his part because we haven't shown any strength at all. If that queen doesn't come, it's tough to call a shove, I think. But I don't really think. I don't like to think too much about the bubble. I don't want to lay a big hand down and miss out on a big pot because all the bubbles coming, and we want to win $2 because we don't. We want to win 100 or 1,000 rather than hoping to hold out for 2. So I try not to think about the bubble too much. But obviously he has, and he's put the pressure on it. So it's a good bet, but it's a good one every time. Pocket nines here in the big blind. 900 to 1350, so 13.5. RM's around about 25, I think, with a quick bit of math, which, as I've already said, is failing me because, as you probably can't see, it's like 8:35 in the morning, and I've been up on that. This guy shoved all in. As you can see from the stats, he's been pretty loose. If I recall, he recently lost a big pot with a weak hand. I'm thinking, I mean, he probably would open shove 10s, jacks, queens, kings, aces, but on the other hand, he may just make a smaller raise with the higher end aces, kings, queens on the button to try and induce a shove from myself or Lillington. He could have ace king, ace queen, ace jack, king queen. I think against his range, nines hold up quite well. And obviously he's on the button, he's short stacked, he's loose, he's lost a big pot, he could just be shoving any 2. So I think nines as well within the calling range. Obviously we rivered a boat, but he only had ace jack, so we were ahead the whole way anyway. And that was a 17,000 K pot to put us up to 46,000, which was very nice. Next hand, pocket eights, and the blinds have gone up quite a bit now. 1,500 and 900. RM's still, let's see, 2, 4. RM's around about 20. We haven't really moved much since that last time with the 9s. But yeah, we've picked up pocket eights, and we've raised. This is actually one of my favourite hands of the tournament. They get re-raised. Card Whisperer. I've chatted with him in the chat box while we've been at the table. He seems like a fairly solid player. He knows I'm a fairly solid player. We've seen each other take down a couple decent sized pots. He knows I'm fairly tight. I'm not going to be raising too loose. He's 3-bet. His range is obviously, I mean, he could have a massive hand like aces or kings or queens. But I've 4-bet. I think he can only really 5-bet shove with aces or kings. And I thought that his range was a lot wider than that, and that there was a number of hands that he would have to fold to my 4-bet, which he did, and brought a nice pot away. He told me I got moved to the next hand, and he came to the table and asked what I had. I told him, and he said he had jacks. So I think that was pretty good play there to get him to lay down jacks.